All right. So for these cohorts, obviously we have the luxury of having a much more intimate and smaller group. Everybody is coming in around the same time, so everybody's in the same, in the same modules, in the same phases, and everything. So let's really utilize this time to make sure everybody is supported to the absolute gills. The questions that you don't ask are going to leave the results that you want on the table. So I say this all the time. I'm in another mastermind where everybody in that mastermind is making over six figures recurring per month. If I do not properly time where I think the raise hand button is going to be when Zoom pops up, I don't get my question answered for the week. And that is the only support we get is one group call a week. That's it. No one-on-one support, no Slack, no nothing. You get on that call, you listen if you don't get your hand raised in time because the questions you ask, that dictates the quality. So we're going to go through questions. I need your questions to be specific. If your questions are not specific, I'm going to move on until you can learn how to specify your question. Because if you don't know how to specify your question, I can't give you results and you can't get feedback. Cool? Cool. Sarah, you're first.
Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Can you see me okay if it's sideways?
I can see you just fine.
Okay. Let's do my hair. Do we share a win or no?
Nah, we're all winners here. Let's dive
Yeah.
in.
Okay. I just like had a
Don't tell
situation
Kelly.
today
Okay.
and I don't know how to make a recovery. And I don't know if I can or if I should just let it go. But I like had these clients who are like very like loyal clients I've had for like a year and a half. And I had like an $800 a month kind of situation, which like they were said yes to this morning. And then when I went to go put the like because I'm kind of changing my business with to put like people's credit card in, even though I'm still billing the funding, I'm just trying to like get a little more professional that way. And it's so fucking stressful to like the niche of people that I work with. So they like just decided like it was too overwhelming and they don't want to do it anymore. And like I just feel like I can't make a recovery and I don't know what to do. But I also have a feeling of like I should just release it. But I don't know if I can make a recovery. Their issues were like the boys decided that like the kids I work with, they decided that they want to just finish off their last sessions and like whatever, and then they want to try something new, which is totally cool if the boys want that. But it's like the mom is clearly overwhelmed and it's like all this kind of projection and stuff. And I literally added like a 30-minute parent support and like it just really looks to be an accountability issue, but I don't know if I should
No.
let that go or like try to push
So
it.
yeah, so a few things when it comes to adding additional things for people, if what I add or what I give you isn't what you want, then the value of it is irrelevant. It would be like if somebody is dying of thirst in the desert, stranded, hasn't had water for 5 weeks, and I find them in the middle of the desert and I say, "Hey, I'm going to give you keys to a Lamborghini right now."
Yeah.
There, like the value in my perspective is uncanny. To them, a water bottle is 10 times more valuable than a Lamborghini. So
Yeah.
what I'm giving them isn't what they want. The value is completely irrelevant. So we have to really understand that. And when it comes to somebody getting overwhelmed or somebody having questions or objections, all objections are just fear. That's all an objection is just fear, right? Like, I can't do this. I'm not going to make it. I can't this. All objections are really rooted in fear and lack of information. And when we don't have the information, if we don't have clarity, we don't have confidence. This happens that like think about this. When you guys go to talk on social media, if you don't have clarity about what you're talking about, you don't feel confident to show up and talk on your stories. No clarity, no confidence. So they need more clarity, otherwise they're going to get overwhelmed. So when somebody has some sort of situation like this where they're overwhelmed, it's really easy to just say, I agree with them. Yeah, cool. No worries. Are you free to hop on a call just in case I can help? That's it. I always add just in case I can help because now it's like I'm collaborating with you. I'm on your side.
Yeah.
I already said no worries. I didn't say I understand because I don't understand. I'm not going to lie and try to sound professional and say, oh, I understand that you want that. I don't. I'll say, got it, no worries, because I'm not worried. But it's more of like a laid back language that kind of diffuses the situation a little bit. And then it allows me to offer them some support to see if I can help.
Okay. Sorry, can you just rephrase, so tell me the sentence that you just used because I think I just left the building for a minute.
Well, the sentence that I use is irrelevant.
Okay.
It needs to be like you're not following a script.
Yeah.
You want to be more present with the person and not try to be present with the script. That's how you're always going to be better. Our humanness is our biggest leverage for closing people and getting outcomes in our business is staying
Yeah.
human.
Okay.
So,
Just
I
do my
actually
thing,
forgot.
but try
Yeah, yeah.
to.
No, I
Yeah.
know. I literally forgot what I said.
I think you just
Um,
said to not just what I got was like to not say that you understand, which totally makes sense
yeah.
because
So I just say, yeah, no worries.
we're
Totally cool.
yeah.
Yeah, like, oh, we're overwhelmed. We're gonna try something new. Yeah, no worries. Totally cool. Um,
Yeah.
do you have a couple of minutes to hop on a call just in case I can help?
Yeah. Like I find they're very very dysregulated family and it's they've never been in like a they've never had the accountability. They've kind of had
Okay,
like the
well,
month
so hang on.
monthly.
That's irrelevant, right? Like
Yeah.
their background as a family is irrelevant to our conversation about them. Like that they can have their own experiences. Everybody on this planet is delusional. You're delusional, I'm delusional, everybody on this call is delusional. That is the human experience. We are all entitled to our own delusions all the same as everybody else. So instead of trying to like backstory people of like, well, they have this and they have this and they have this and they have this, it's like none of that matters because just in the moment, their delusion that this is too overwhelming, that's the truth for them. My
Right.
job is to just understand them and cross that bridge and collaborate with them on a solution. And if I can diffuse them and get close to them, then we can look at the problem together and nothing else really is relevant in that conversation, right? Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. I felt like I tried to collaborate a bit, but I almost just like I almost want to take the pressure off and talk, see if they want to chat after the Christmas break because something about Christmas is like fucking I don't know. I'm so away from my family for so long. Like Christmas is like whatever to me, but it's a big fucking deal for a lot of people. So I get it. I just don't really get it, I guess. So I'm trying to understand more.
Well, if you don't get it, don't say you get it.
Yeah.
Because that's out of
Like
energetic
I
integrity.
used to understand the hype of Christmas, and I guess I've changed now, so
Yeah.
it's not as overwhelming for me. But I would like to collaborate with them because they are. I really enjoyed working with them, but they gotta enjoy working with me too. So
Then that's
yeah,
the conversation to have. Sounds like you know exactly how to handle it.
yeah. Okay.
Cool.
Thanks.
You're welcome. Hadley.
Hi. So I'm in the process of like changing my avatar because I realized I don't want it to be so niche to like just people that are used to be athletic or whatever. And I just want to take more of like a holistic approach to things. So I guess I'm just struggling with like my messaging when it comes to social media on on that.
So what's the
Like
question?
that The question is like how can I like shift from what I was talking about because I feel like my whole page is just like messy. Like I talk about way too many different things.
So just start talking about something consistently.
Okay.
Like honestly, it's so simple that you'll miss it. It's like right in front of your face. How do I start talking about something consistently? Post about the topic one day, like post about the topic tomorrow, and then Wednesday, when your mind wanders to post something else, don't, and just post another thing about the same topic. And just rinse repeat that until you reprogram yourself how to talk. Or go write out 7 potential hooks or titles for pieces of content that you can talk about that are all the same thing and every time you like my notes app, or if you guys follow me on threads, my threads looks like I'm schizophrenic because it is so all over the place. Because anytime I have a thought or a download, I'm like, ooh, it's a waste in my notes. If it's in my notes app, I'm going to lose it. If it's on threads, I'm using it as content. And if people engage with that idea, then I'm like, oh, now I can make that into a reel. If people really go off on the reel, now I can make that a YouTube video. YouTube video does well. Now I can make it a podcast. See? I wouldn't
Yeah.
get that funnel if I was in my notes. So go figure out titles and hooks and just put them on threads. So if your hook was, you can do all the cardio in the world, but if you don't have a holistic diet approach, you're wasting your time. That could be your hook. And that's a perfect thread. Type it in threads and
Yeah.
post. Now people fight, people share it, people comment on it, and you go, oh, this topic's getting a lot of attention. What a perfect hook for me to go put over to Instagram. Does that make
Yeah.
sense for everybody? So good. Do it on X as well. X or Threads. Both are great to go test hooks on. People love to fight. I love to let them. So yeah, I would just get consistent with posting every day. That should be your only focus. Can I post 5 days a week right now? And can I do that for the next 90 days, like the next quarter, Q1? Can I post 5 days a week every week for Q1? And if you can do that, now you've unlocked the next level of us to innovate content. But until then, don't hyper focus and confuse yourself. Just like you could post about random shit that's super basic and super broad, and every couple other ones you could have a niche down topic. But if you're not consistent with posting, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. Okay.
Cool?
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Victoria,
Hi.
your man called me buff today, by the way.
I know he told me.
Yeah.
He was so excited that you responded.
I was excited that he called me buff.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, so I feel like this question kind of works for the scholarship cohort since maybe we're not all new to coaching, but new to the group.
We're all one. Yes.
Yeah, we're all yeah, unity, baby. But I am brand new to coaching. So it's been amazing. I already have multiple paying clients. Like the past 30 days have been epic. Just finished the dopamine detox. But I also
How was the
have
dopamine detox?
epic. I finished 2 days ago and I haven't changed anything.
Dopamine detox is pretty epic.
Yeah, yeah. I don't feel like any cravings to go back. I listened to some music today, but that was it.
Love that for you.
Yeah. So, but I work in a high pressure sales role.
Hmm.
And I love it. I mean, it's gotten me where I am. It's given me so many skills that translate to coaching. And it's flexible. I work remote, but now juggling the two things, which I signed up for, I know it's overwhelming. We all are going to sit here and tell you, oh my God, Nick, we're overwhelmed.
I'm with
But
you.
yeah, I think my question is, I don't want to look at either of the two things as a negative or as something I have to do because I get to do both right now. So my question is, when you've seen other people work in sales, especially or specifically, how would you recommend they leverage that and not let one of them kind of slip through the cracks? Because I'm noticing I might be dropping the ball here or there, depending which one is calling more of my attention.
Yeah. Do you have structured times in which each of them are prioritized?
Sort of. I'm sort of figuring out how to
So
do
that's a
that.
no,
So no.
right? A sort of is a no. I don't do maybes, right? Maybe
Okay.
that's like the worst, right?
Yeah,
Like, hey, you want to go see a movie tomorrow night? Maybe. All right.
true.
Fuck you. How about that? Huh? Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
So I don't want my friends to maybe me, so I'm not going to maybe myself. So you
true.
don't have structure. That's why you're overwhelmed.
Okay.
Period. Hard stop. That's it. Every person that always thought I'm overwhelmed, I don't know what to get done, I don't have the time. I'm like, show me your calendar. Like, oh, well, I don't have that. I'm like, okay, okay,
Yeah. And I
right?
think I'm so excited about the coaching that I have my calendar down for work, but then I'm like, okay, I know I need to be working on this stuff for work, but I want to work on the coaching stuff. And so I'm letting it bleed into the work
Yeah.
day.
I mean, I got to be honest, a lot of people, this is good for everybody. A lot of people become obsessed with feeling and looking busy and not obsessed with being effective. And that's a really dangerous slope because we get this false sense of achievement that we're doing something when we're just burning our candlestick at both ends for no reason. Like when people come to me and like, I'm working 10 hours a day, and I'm like, you you make $2,000 a month. Like, why are you making like not that that's bad, but it's like, how are you working 10 hours a day? What are you talking about? It just doesn't make sense. I'm like, anyways, so you realistically need 2 hours of uninterrupted focus 5 days a week on your business to scale to $40,000 months organic. I genuinely believe that. Genuinely believe that because nobody focuses nonstop for 2 hours anymore. No one. They did a study, they and the studies. I don't know where it's from, but they took two groups of people and group one they had I think it was 4 hours. No, no, no. It was two different tasks, excuse me. And they alternated 1 hour on task A, 1 hour on task B, 1 hour on task A, 1 hour on task B until they finished. Group two only focused on task A until it was done, and then only focused on task B until it was done. Group one took 4 times as long to complete the tasks than group two. So, what did this show us? When we multitask, it takes 4 times as long to get things done. So, here's my hypothesis on the 2 hour thing. People work like this, right? We multitask. Your phone is your if you scroll one time while you're working, you're multitasking. Period. So if we do the 4x ratio, what this tells me is that in today's age, 2 hours of uninterrupted work is equivalent to the average person's 8 hour workday. There is massive leverage there if you look at it properly. So I don't care about how busy someone is. I care about how effective they are. 2 hours a day, dude, it takes me 5 minutes to send my 5 DM opens every day. I warm up on the treadmill before I train, and I go find 5 people that have engaged with my shit and say, hey, thanks for the follow. You here for the content or you here for the grow your biz? 5 minutes. Sure, I get left on red more times than not, but whatever. It's a consistent thing for me to do. Done. Treadmill, right? So habit stacking, also super effective. When I treadmill, I send my 5 DMs. I don't get off the treadmill until my 5 DMs are done. I don't scroll when I'm on the treadmill. I just send messages. I'm really bad at this, but during rest times in the gym, I respond to Slack messages. Not great, because sometimes I get a little too long of rest. But for me, it works, right? Do my cable row, quick. Let me respond to this person real quick. Got it. Time for me to go again. It's a habit stack. Does this all like make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So schedule 2 hours uninterrupted work and make sure that when you do that work block, it's work that you're proud of so that you don't have the guilt of needing to do more. That's the issue. We never have days fully on, so we can never enjoy days fully off. That's the sacrifice in the trade. If all my days of work are half-assed, when I go to rest, my rest is half-assed because I'm like, oh, I didn't get as much done as I should have. That's the sacrifice. Sacrifice the days that you don't want to work so that you can enjoy fully be present on the days that you're not working. Otherwise, you have to work all day, every day, and you feel like you never get anywhere.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mike.
Hey, Nick.
Hey.
So I'm having a challenge drawing a line with friends and for finding a balance, I'll say. I guess the more I put out my message, I have friends coming from past and present looking for help. And yes, 100%, some of them I'm pitching eventually, but I do teeter a line of like the genuine help from human to human to can I pitch here? And so I'm just curious if you have any advice on those scenarios and if you have a place where you draw a line. Because obviously I have a time capacity with what I'm creating. And I hate even saying that when we're talking about friends, but that's the reality of it. And I'm trying to build.
Dude, what?
And
Dude,
so,
fuck friends. This is business.
yeah.
Dead serious.
Yeah.
Like, if you want my help costs money.
Yeah.
Like you want me, this is my livelihood. And if you want to
Yeah.
access my livelihood, my time, my energy, my wisdom, the 13 years of absolute anarchy that I've been through, that there is a compensation necessary for that. And maybe it's not monetary. Maybe it's because I've done this with one of my friends. He owns like a big land flipping business. And I sat down and did a private in-person with him for 4 hours, pressure test, restructured his business. Dude's doing like $3 million a year now. I said, dude, all I need, film me a testimonial about how much money you started making after we did an in-person. That's currency for me,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? So there has
Cool.
to be some sort of energetic exchange that
Exchange.
makes sense so that I feel valued and they feel like they value me. Otherwise, you're wasting your time and energy. Because if there's no transfer of energy exchange, neither of you take it
They're
seriously.
not going to take it seriously either. Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome. That helps. No, I get creative around that because there's people I'm chatting with and can tap into for their skills 100%.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay. Thank you, brother. Appreciate
You're
it.
welcome. Of course. Olivia.
Um, can we actually skip to the next person? Because I'm almost home. I
Sure.
don't want to like okay, things.
Sure. Alicia.
Okay, for me, my biggest thing I'm struggling with right now is overcoming objections during my pitch.
Okay. On an actual call.
Yeah.
Do you record your calls?
I'm gonna start doing that.
Yeah. So the best thing, and I'll help you here in a second, but the best thing to do is record, right? It would be like a client being like, "Hey, I think my posing routine's off," and you'd be like, "Okay, do you have a video of it?" And they're like, "No." Can you tweak me though?
hmm
You're like, no, not really, right?
Well, it's just like every time like they give me an objection, or it's most of the time it's like, oh well, like I have to, think about it. It's, like I need to see if I can fit that into my budget, or I have to talk to my husband.
Right. Yeah. That I mean, those are the those are the three objections always. I need to think about it. I need to talk to my husband. I need to fit the budget. Those are literally the three most common objections, and they're the
And then I find myself, I just like freeze, and then I'm like, oh,
yes.
okay, well, just let me know.
Yeah, right. Okay, so boom, there's a couple things that come up here in this situation. One, we have, like our relationship to money. And when we go to challenge people to give us money, we start to feel icky. There's like this like, and this is why people are like, oh, I don't want to sound salesy and I don't want to do, right? We have this like negative connotation around what it means to sell somebody. And realistically, these people, one, booked a call with you because they need the transformation. They need it. They need your help. They're stuck. And the reason they're stuck is because every time they go to make a commitment to change, they back out last minute and self-sabotage, which is exactly what they're doing when they're on the phone call with you as well. You talk to them, the energy's probably good, and you're like, hell yeah, these people are so bought in. I'm gonna totally close this sale. And you go, here's the price. And they go, oh, actually. And you're like, what? This is just a psychological pattern that the prospect has that they're hiring you to literally break them out of. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
So this is where like, and I always try to position it this way because in that moment, they have almost like energetically already hired you as a coach. Because the whole call, they're like, this is awesome. I'm in. They tell you the price. Then they're like, oop, sabotage, the same pattern I just told you about. So you have a lot of leverage
Mhm.
here if we're asking the right questions. So if I know how long they've been struggling with their current thing, right? Why they decided to, work with me right now, like why is now the time? And then what their goal is, I can handle almost every objection. So if we get on a phone call and I say, hey, Alicia, it's, $300 a month for the fitness coaching. And you say, okay, I'm going to think about it. I go, okay, cool. No worries. But I'm curious. You've been struggling with this for 3 years. So it sounds like you've been thinking about it for quite some time. What else is there to think about?
Mhm.
Let's role play. You tell me. Object,
Um,
object me.
I just don't think that I could afford it right now with everything I have going on.
Okay. Yeah, totally get that. No worries there. Besides the price, is everything about the program what you want?
Yeah, it sounds like I could really benefit from it.
Okay, cool. What parts of it do you think you could benefit from the most?
Um, just knowing what to do in the gym.
Hmm. Yeah, so the biggest, yeah, because you haven't known what you were doing in the gym for a while now, right? And you've been really frustrated.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it sounds like we know this is really the only solution that's available for you. So is there a way that we can get resourceful and figure out how to get you started today? So what I did here is she was a no. Okay, everybody see that? She was a no state. I can't afford it. It's too much. So what I did here in a no state, I didn't try to objection handle when she's in a no state. That's dumb. She's shut off. She's not receptive. I have to get her back into a yes state. And so what I do is I just acknowledge, okay, yeah, totally get that. No worries. Besides the price, is this program what you're looking for? Yes. She says yes. What state is she in? Yes state. And now I have her defend the yes. Yes. Cool. What parts of it? You see what I'm doing?
Hmm.
So now she's retelling me the program that's valuable to her. So I've just shifted her perspective a little bit, and now we're collaborating, right? So it's like, oh wow, yeah, like, and that's been the biggest struggle, right? Like that's the whole reason we're on the call. Yeah. So it sounds like we know this is what you need to no longer blank, 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 and really get you to blank. So there's got to be a way we can get resourceful here to help you get in and get started. We don't want to go. You said you've gained 13 pounds in the last couple of months. I don't want you to gain another 13.
Yeah.
So I'm starting to future pace the pain if she doesn't sign up as well. That's a huge one there. Future pace their pain. So if you know, hey, over the last 3 years, you don't know what you're doing in the gym, you have anxiety, you're not doing good, you're gaining weight, how much weight have you gained? Okay, 20 pounds in the last year. So, okay, it's like, hey, I get it. But if we don't move forward today, we know you're going to gain another 20 pounds.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Here's the thing is like, it's like awesome what phase of business you're in because it's just like, it's like the little incubation, like you're taking your first sales calls. All of this is just reps.
Yeah.
It's like the first time we all went to squat with a barbell in the gym. You're all wobbly and shit. It's the same exact thing on your first couple of sales calls because it just feels super like triggering to challenge somebody about money.
Yeah, especially like the type of person that I have been my entire life, like that I'm not the pushy type. I'm the people pleaser. So it's
Right.
like trying to not do that, and
Yeah.
like I just
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's the entire thing because when we're presented with challenging somebody to change, now all of a sudden our bias of, well, I want them to like me, so I'm just going to roll over and I'm going to let them stay in their dysfunction. And so there becomes this dichotomy of, do I want to be liked or do I want to be respected? Do I want to be liked and not help this person? Do I want to push them and make them a little uncomfortable so that I can get them the help that they need? So we go back to, why are we both actually on the call right now? Because they didn't hop on the phone call to think about it. They hopped on the phone call because they already thought about it. You don't just book a call. You're like, oh, I didn't know that that's what this was. I must have had the wrong number, but I'll think about it because I had no idea what I was getting into. People don't do that. So then if we even go to the spouse objection, I need to talk to my husband. Yeah, totally get that. But, Alicia, I'm just curious. So you said you've been struggling with this for 3 years. Have you never brought this up to your husband? Does he not know that you're uncomfortable? Oh, no, he does. He does. Right. And so has he been unsupportive of you getting in shape and loving yourself again? Yeah, you see what I just did there? I just called
hmm.
husband's entire moral character into play so softly. Does he not support you loving your body? Oh, no, of course he does. We just talk about, right, totally. So let's just do this. Let's get a card on file. We'll put a deposit down to hold your spot. And then you, me, and your husband can hop on a call sometime tomorrow. I'll answer every question he has about the program. So you don't even need to talk. And if we get on that call and he says, you know what, Alicia, I don't want you to do this. I don't want you to get in shape. I don't want you to love yourself. I want you to keep eating bonbons and crying yourself to sleep every time in the mirror. Then I'll give you your money back and we'll hire you a divorce lawyer. Ha ha ha, he, right? Now I've just diffused the whole situation because I've brought in humor. I've created such a scenario that is so silly, that is so out there that she's like, well, of course my husband won't object like that. So yeah, let's put the deposit down.
Hmm. You just made that look so easy.
What's that?
I said you just made that look so easy.
Well, I've been an entrepreneur for 13 years, right? Like, it's like, give me the time I've been doing it makes me look better than I am. I've had a lot of these conversations. And for me, my only goal is to be present in the conversation and help that person on the other end of the phone get over the tension of making a decision for a better life for themselves. That is where people get stuck. It's always on the cusp of change because they know the second that they put that card down, they have to change. The second they put that card down, they automatically tell themselves, I'm worth it. And these are people that don't feel worthy. So it starts to trigger the perception and the identity that they have for themselves right now. And that's really what we're battling on a sales call. It's not about money, it's about the fear of being pulled into a version of themselves that they don't even know.
Yeah. Okay. That
Does
helps
that
a lot.
yeah, does that help? Have you watched the sales trainings and stuff?
Yeah, I watched them and I heard you like the thing you just gave about the objection with the husband. And that was
Yeah.
in your sales call. But in the time when I'm there, it's like all that goes
Right.
out the window
Yep,
and I'm
forgot
just like
everything.
deer in
Totally.
headlights. Like,
Have
yeah,
you have you done the rocket selling system one where it's like the 9 boxes?
I haven't got to that one.
Okay, that one is super helpful because you can draw it and you can have like a framework while you're on a sales call. So you can just go box to box on the sales call.
Okay. It's
Yeah.
9 boxes.
It's called the rocket selling system,
Rocket tail.
I think. Something like that. I named it something fucking stupid, of course. But I think it's rocket selling system, or it might just be selling system. But yeah, I
Nine.
have a whole of a 9 square framework, and I walk through the whole thing of how to walk somebody through a sales call. And it's so simple. It makes it so easy, and you can just be on the call looking at it so you stay on track.
Mhm. Okay. I'll look
Cool.
into that.
Cool.
Hmm.
Yeah, give it a watch and then message me if you have any questions on that. It should help a ton with your conversions.
Okay. Thanks.
Cool. Olivia.
Good evening. So my question, like when the call started, I was really trying to dial down on what my question is, but I feel like what I'm seeking support on is kind of very broad. Um, so with this morning's meditation of us visualizing, where we are and then where we'll be in 5 years, or even like a year from now, like that's very clear to me. And so I guess I can just give context. So in a year or even 6 months, what I see myself doing in my business is really like facilitating like a mastermind space, like what you and Kelly are doing. And I am meeting all the limiting beliefs around my ability to do that. Um, and to be able to just pump out like lectures and trainings for my mastermind people members. Um, so yeah, I'm just hoping to, I don't know, like get coaching or hype, or I don't know, maybe you can ask me questions about like where my gaps are. I don't know. I'm doing my
Well,
best.
I'm not so one, I'm not here to ask you guys questions, but I'm confused. I'm just a little like I want to orient so I can serve you properly. So let me just like
Yeah.
regurgitate back what I heard and then you can fill in my gaps. So you
Mhm.
want to start a mastermind group?
Yeah.
Yes. And
Yeah.
you just are looking for hype or questions on how to start it?
No, like I have the structure. I know what I'm doing. I guess I'm just not confident in myself, like in my ability to hold like consistent calls.
Okay. So when you say consistent calls, you mean in regards to teaching consistent, like being able to continuously teach new stuff?
Yeah, well, with my I do have a program that I'm developing right now, and I'm gonna start it out like with with what Alchemist Academy is in relation to all your other offerings. Like I'm developing the first one. And so yeah, like that's where my uh first, I guess, what's it called? Point of development is. And I energetically am not that person yet of being able to do that, but I would like to. And I am trying to push myself, but like with what Victoria was saying earlier, like we all have different things that we're managing. I feel like I'm not managing my time effectively. And when I do set time, to focus, I get really burnt out and I struggle having to like switch between different tasks.
Yeah, so I would just one with that complete one task at a time. Don't switch between them if that's what burns you out. Like we all have our different systems. We all have our different ways of operating. I'm somebody who can have like eight different projects going on and like Monday's project one, Wednesday's project three, stuff like that. But in the day, I just fully focus on that project. That works fine for me. I'm totally cool with that. You might not be. I don't know. You have to be able to kind of audit your own systems of how your psychology works and whatnot. But I will say if the conversation is when I sit down to focus on how to do this thing, I'm instantly burnt out. That's a huge problem, but if you haven't even started the business yet. So you're either trying to like create something that's not in alignment with who you are, or you're putting too much pressure on yourself to create a certain thing and because you want it to sound a certain way. And so there might be a shadow at play here where you're a little bit more worried about how you're looking when you're presenting versus what do I genuinely believe that my people need to hear that's going to support them. And however that comes through is fine as long as they get the message. That's always
Yeah.
how I've like taught. I mean, I say some dumb fucking shit in here sometimes. I mean, it's just like it comes out of my mouth. I'm like, what? But like I don't care. I'll just rephrase it afterwards. Like it's not that serious. Nobody actually cares that much about any of us. Like there's not a single person on this call that's like, I know Nick's gonna say something fucking stupid and I'm gonna write it down. I'm gonna go post all over social media. I'm never gonna forget. Like nobody cares. So I think just giving yourself the permission to create and be in flow and allow things to come through gently, however you feel them to. Um, Writing down topics, maybe you can write out 12 topics in advance. And if you do 2 calls a month, you have 6 months worth of topics ready to go and you have time to incubate and sit on them. Everybody's process is different when it comes to creating stuff to share. So that's all I can really say is you have to figure out what your process looks like to create. Mine I wish I wasn't. I literally I think I talked about this at the live event. I made all my slides like 2 weeks before. The night before day one of the event, I deleted everything and remade everything the night before. So it's just like there's absolutely no reason for me to pre-make anything I present until the day before because I literally always change it. That's my flow.
Okay, so a very specific question came through as you were saying that. What is your process for creating the slides of the lectures from A to Z
I post
and
on
being able
threads.
to share that?
I post on threads my thoughts as they come through. And then when I'm making a presentation, I just scroll on my threads and I literally, it's all intuitive. I scroll and I stop on something. I'm like, yeah, that can go next. And then I expand on it as much as I think I want to expand on it. And then I scroll again and I'm like, it's like a quote, right? I'll scroll and it'll be a quote that I thought was cool because I knew I could expand on it. And I'll read the quote and go, okay, got it. And I could pump 3 slides out about how I want to teach around that quote. That's just my process.
Okay, and
I'm
then
super intuitive with my teachings.
mhm. Yeah, and I am wanting to cultivate that ability to just be intuitive. Part of me is just wanting to have everything laid out. And so my question now is, how do you how did you get yourself to be able to elaborate on things? Like it's pretty common that presenters will say a point and then elaborate, go on a tangent. But for
Mhm.
me, I'm not able to do that. Like,
Have you
yeah.
tried?
I practice with it. Like I have some of my slides laid out, but like when I try to like elaborate on that, like nothing comes through.
Then that's what you just need to practice on. Because if you give presentations and you're just reading a script, like, right, it's just your presentation is just nothing but an essay that you're reading off of because you need to read every single
Mhm.
line, people are going to go to sleep. People are going to get really bored. And so a lot of it is just memory, retention. Like, you have memory. We all do. And so just reading it over and over and over and over again, practice, read a paragraph 3 times and then look away and read it out loud and keep doing that until you know the paragraph and then delete it on the slides and then roll through the thing. It might take you a couple hours to practice it one time, but if you want to get better at doing it off the cuff, you have to go through the discomfort of learning something new. It's every single thing. This goes for everybody. When you go to like a new module or you join this community and all of a sudden you're frustrated and all of a sudden you're like, oh, this is fucking hard. Like, I don't want to do this. This sucks. I'm overwhelmed. I just want to go do something. That literally is neurochemistry in your brain learning something different. Frustration is a precursor to changing thought patterns. So buckle up and just do it. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm remembering Andrew Huberman's podcast now.
Yep.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Lobby.
Thank you.
What's going on, Nick?
Not much.
My question is recently, I think mine is more about client fulfillment. So, more about holding clients accountable when they're going through personal issues, or life is just busy and they're not completing their, whether there's check-ins or they're not doing their daily, non-negotiables, things like that. Like, for example, I have a client who, is telling me that, he's busy with work and he wasn't able to get his macros in, and he, has been, again, self-sabotaging, reverting back to his old ways of um, skipping his meals and only eating one meal a day. And the only meal he does have is a fast food meal. And because he's stressed and he has work and he has this and that. So I'm trying to be compassionate. On one hand, trying to understand the situation about what somebody's going through, or whether it's like a breakup or something like that as well. Like, I have another client who's going through a breakup and he's stressed and he's this and that, and trying to be there for them, and support them in any way I can, but also trying to reel it back and be like, all right, like,
Yeah.
let's get your shit, like get your shit together, let's go. So
100%.
I'm trying to find that balance. So how would you go about that with with somebody who's either stressed out or going through things, and but we still have work to do, trying to keep them on track, give them that tough love, I guess. That's what I'm
Yeah,
trying.
no, 100%. So, great question, by the way. I'm sure every single person here can benefit from this conversation around clients. Um, I've never had an issue holding clients accountable to do work. That's for sure. Definitely not in here. Um, One, I laugh because it's so fucking normal when we're dealing with people. It's like one of the biggest frustrations in the service-based business space is you caring about people more than they care about themselves. You giving people plans for everything they said they wanted and then being so fucking entitled that they just don't even want to do it, and then they complain at you for lack of progress, right? It's like the same
Right.
people that don't follow their meal plan for 3 weeks come to you and they're like, dude, I just don't know. I just don't think this program works. And you're like,
Right.
you've had McDonald's 5 days a week for the last 3 weeks, bro. What do you mean?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, but other than that, I feel like I'm not getting, it's like I get it. But that's normal. We get the same shit. I don't feel like the program is working. You haven't done anything in 3 weeks. All right, but I'm overwhelmed. You're not doing anything. That's why you're overwhelmed. So you get in these just like these repetitive cycles with people. Sometimes people need understanding. Sometimes people need bullying. Sometimes people need tough love. I mean, dude, it's real shit. Especially if you're dealing with men. Sometimes men need the hammer dropped on them to get their asses in gear. Truly. Sometimes women too, definitely not as much for women. Women typically takes a little bit of a softer approach. Men, you can really challenge them and kind of call them into that warrior and kind of like give them this camaraderie, right? Like if you think about like a football team when they're in the weight room and the guy's like, I don't know if I can do it, and everyone's like crowds around them and they're like, get that fucking weight up, and the guy like, it's an extreme example, but that energy is very enticing to the masculine. We like to be called into greatness. We like to be held to higher standards. And sometimes we just need to be really aggressively challenged to kind of shake us loose. So this could be something as, hey, Lavi, let's hop on a call, man. Let me see if I can support you. And we hop on and I'm like, hey, man, talk to me about what's going on. Because when you signed up, it was because you were busy, you didn't have a plan, and you kept resorting to these habits. I've given you the plan. We have the time blocking, and now you're going back to this old version of yourself. What's going on? Boom. I'll just give them the floor. Yeah, life's busy, life's busy. Is life ever not going to be busy? No. So how much longer do you want to be a victim? You signed up because you wanted to be a different man and you're staying the same. Do you actually want to change? You don't want to stay the same. Right. So it's going to be a little uncomfortable at first until you get your routine down. Are
Mm.
you with me? Yeah, cool. So next time when you're busy and you try to order fast food, open up your fucking backpack and eat your meal prep. You're wasting time, energy, and money, and you're gaining weight again. Like, is that Big Mac really worth it? Probably not.
Yeah.
That's how I would challenge him.
Okay.
The breakup, bro, easy. Come on. Hype him up like it's your boy. No, man, she doesn't deserve you. Like, we're gonna get you in the best shape of your life. She's gonna regret she ever dumped you. Dude, real shit. My best physiques were always 6 weeks after a breakup. Hands down. Hands down,
That's
my
real.
best physique's always 6 weeks after a breakup.
Yeah.
Like, I honestly might fall in love just to get shredded. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
So I think it's in all seriousness, I think it's learning to dance the delicacy between understanding empathy and that tough love approach of really just like, hey man, no, you hired me to do a job, you need to cut your shit. Here's what I expect from you.
Mm. Yeah.
They did.
Yeah.
I,
Yeah.
one final thing for anybody here. I always use your name because they signed their name on that contract. To me, like my name means everything to me. So I'll call people out like that. I'm like, you put your name on this contract to change. Does your name mean nothing to you? Or does your name mean that little to you that you can't even uphold an agreement that you made to yourself? Like, this is your name that you wrote on this. Crushes for men. Crushes. Now you guys know one of my tricks, but it's really how I feel.
Yeah.
That's why if you guys saw Kelly made me sign a contract to go on vacation because she knows me. If I put my name on something, it's already done. There's absolutely no question that I'm doing it.
Okay.
So a
That makes
couple
sense.
tactics you can try.
Yeah. For
Cool.
sure. Yeah. Thank you.
You're welcome. Erica.
I have a question about my program. Right now, it includes somatics, nervous system, and drainage, but it does not include like a cellular
What
detox,
kind of drainage?
like
Lymphatic?
like opening up the drainage pathways, like the colon, the liver, gallbladder.
Got it. Just got to be sure. I've seen some wacky shit in my day. Just want to make sure I'm orienting myself properly.
Yeah.
There's a coach for everything now.
So it includes those things, and then after you open drainage, then you want to go into like a cellular detox.
Hmm.
My TikTok
Like when
is
you say cellular detox, do you mean like fasting for autography or and like stuff like that? Or
so there is a protocol called it's through Apex Energetics, but it
okay,
basically works on the immune system, the intestines, and then all the way into the inflammation of the cell.
right. So
It's for
like,
like
but like,
autoimmune.
what is the thing? Is it like an NAD drip or like what is the
No,
thing?
it's like a 6 week, I guess you need context for my question too. It's a 6 week protocol that you follow that includes a liver and a gallbladder flush. So you're going through
So is it supplements?
supplements and
Okay,
then,
that's what I'm looking for here. What
yeah.
is the thing?
And then like manual, you can do like manual lymph pumping, you can do like coffee enemas.
Naturally,
Um,
one of my favorites.
Yeah. So, my question is, the cellular detox is not included in my original program right now,
Okay.
but my TikTok is like going off. I probably have like 1,000 comments and maybe like 150 DMs that are about the like it's sharing my mom's journey and reversing her dementia and how she was able to like go from not walking, not talking, not knowing my
Okay, so you
name to
you
like
got about, $50,000 plus of sales waiting for you right now on TikTok is what that tells me.
yeah, so there's are two parts to this question. The first part is for the chronic illnesses, I've paired with like a functional medicine practitioner who can deal with like things
Awesome.
that are beyond my scope. Um, So we already had a program running, which we're going to create a master class and funnel them into.
Okay.
But there's a lot of people that their parents had dementia and or they've had autoimmune issues and that type of stuff. And so they're wanting access to this protocol. So
Okay.
they're not necessarily coming in for the sensual embodiment or the trauma healing.
That's
However,
fine.
I'm making them informed about that. How do I add, like, do I do like the cellular detox as like an add-on? Because not
Yes.
everyone's coming for that. Like my Instagram's
100%.
not coming for that.
Remember what I said
Okay.
earlier is like if what you give somebody isn't what they want, the value is irrelevant. So it's like they're
Yeah.
just like, I want to cure my parents' Alzheimer's, but you're like, well, before we cure the Alzheimer's, let's also make sure that we do the cellular. And they're just like, fuck this, I'm not interested. She's trying to sell me a bunch of shit. Right? So you're just like, hey, if this is what you want, here's what it is. Now, if you want this to happen with it, here's the order bump. And so you can have this on a
Mhm.
back end on a landing page. Because if you have everybody here, um, like super ready to go to buy this detox protocol, you could put this on a
Mhm.
landing page and just sell it
Yeah.
like that. And then they click it, and when they go to checkout, there's an order bump for the cellular thing. And here's why you need it, here's why it'll help, et cetera, et cetera. The order bumps at checkout would probably fucking crush for this. You don't need sales calls, you don't need DM, you don't need anything.
Uh-huh. So I guess my question is more along the lines of half of them are like, I want to heal my parents, da da da. Half of them are like, my parents already died, but I want to prevent.
Oh,
So my thing is embodied essence is my main program. It includes somatics, nervous system, cellular detox, or opening drainage, not cellular detox. I want to do an upgrade that includes taking them through like a cohort, kind of similar, I guess, similar to this for everyone that wants to add on the cellular detox. On
okay.
the
I
other
love it.
hand, so how would I go about that? Would I just charge like an extra additional thing and then run calls like you're doing it here?
Yeah. So I would say if you want to prevent Alzheimer's because it runs in your families, here's the protocol. If you want to make sure that while you run this, you're also, clearing out cellular this and that so that this detox works better and you only have to do it once or, whatever that is, then it's only an extra, $497 one time. And you'll
Mhm.
also get group support calls for the next 3 months as you go through this protocol so that you have full safety, clarity, and communication on what's going on in your body, how to continue to
Mhm.
blank, 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 and then how to integrate afterwards. That would crush.
Okay. Okay.
That's
So
awesome.
yeah. Okay, so I'll do that for my side, and then for the other side where it's like more intense, like people are like, I have all these ailments. I'm like, oh my God. Then I'm gonna run the program with like just the detox by itself with my friend who's the practitioner.
Right.
And we're gonna do like people are like, what is it? I need to know more about it. We're gonna run like a master class, $27 about cellular detox and like how it's healed her, myself, my mom, all of the clients we've already ran through it, and then sell those people into the actual just like a 9-week protocol real quick.
Yep. Pitch them on the masterclass. You'll probably close them.
Okay. Okay, cool. And then my other question goes on to I have all of these fucking leads. I have a TikTok that has 57,000. I have another TikTok that has 22,000. I have an Instagram, right? Like, and I'm over here sabotaging and my money situation is not changing. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? I feel like I'm missing something. Maybe it's that tough love I need, but it's like
Well,
I'm
it
doing the
seems like a
strategy. I'm showing up.
conversation. Didn't we have this conversation, or didn't you have this conversation on
It's
Kelly's
not
call?
shifting though. Yes. And
Hasn't
it's been
shifted
my
from it
story.
hasn't shifted from last Monday.
No, from my whole like fucking, I'm just frustrated. Like, I think I'm so frustrated that I'm done. Like, it's annoying
Well,
me.
that was quick, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm done. That's it. Pack it up. Didn't do the way I wanted it to. Didn't change the world in a month. I'm over it. Pack the bags.
I'm over it.
Yeah,
Ugh.
this isn't gonna work. I knew it. So, look, there is a difference between wantingness and a difference between willingness. And these are two excessively different energies for you guys to understand. We can want the $1 million business, but are you willing to do what's necessary to become the person who can maintain and hold the $1 million business? Now there's two completely different realities and two completely different paths of an experience here. Yeah, everybody wants $1 million. Very few people are willing to do what's necessary to create $1 million business, have the patience necessary, make the mistakes necessary, make the investment necessary, deal with the mental strain necessary, the emotional turmoil that's necessary to get there. So, what energy are you in right now? Wantingness or willingness?
I'm in both.
No, no, you're not. Don't give me that shit. Not a fucking chance. Not possible.
But I feel like I'm willing to do what it takes. Like that's why I'm on all these
You're just
calls.
not willing to be patient and wait it out, though. That's what
I
it
feel like
takes.
I've been waiting it out for the
How
past
long,
year.
How long have you had this offer?
Well, a
No,
month.
no. You, okay, you want the tough love? Here you go.
I do.
You are very embodied in your child archetype right now. The child archetype is very like, what do you mean I have to wait to go to the playground? I want to go right now. And you're stomping your feet and you're going, Mom, hurry up. I don't want to wait. So, if we can remove that, yeah, that one hit. That one hit. I can see it in the nervous system. Oh, fuck. Damn it. So everybody, these archetypes, they're very easy to change into. Everything's a spectrum. I go into my child archetype all the fucking time. I love throwing a good fit. Don't get me wrong. But we also can go into our feminine archetype. And a lot of times we confuse, or rather, we spiritually bypass the child archetype and say we're feminine. And this is a lot. And we're like, oh, I'm in my feminine. I don't want to do anything. I'm just so flowy and carefree because I'm feminine. No, that's the child. The child is the one just literally spinning in circles like this because they want to feel dizzy and fall down. That's a child, right? A real feminine energy, think a mother. A mother is very locked in. She has the kid, she's vacuuming, she's cooking dinner, she's watching TV, and she's on the phone with somebody at the same time. Feminine energy is super fucking productive. It's super fucking powerful, and it's very patient. Motherly patience is a thing. So you create with your feminine energy if you are, naturally in your feminine polarity, which is for the most part females. Obviously, whatever you guys identify with is completely up to you, Brad. Um, don't want to mess up his pronouns. He got really offended last time. So you're in your feminine energy, which means every time you pull yourself into your child archetype to throw a temper tantrum, you disconnect from the reality you're trying to manifest. So if we think about, you become this energetic match for what you guys want. And now that beacon has happened and it's slowly starting to make its way to you in the field. Then you get impatient. Fuck this. I hate this. Boom. It gets repelled away. That's what works. The second we have a wantingness or a neediness, it's a repelling energy. And the thing that we want, we actually become more obsessed with the reality of not having it. So where you place your attention is where you place your energy. So if my obsession is I don't have money, all I'm doing is creating a reality and situations and circumstances that leave me with the same truth that I don't have money. Yeah, ego hates that one. Yeah, I get what you're saying, but my situation's different. I should have it now.
No, I resonate. Like I feel like when I'm with my mom, because I take care of her a lot, it's very like what you were saying in terms of like really being patient with her and allowing like this is a long process. Like it's years long. And it's just looking at like, oh, yay, she said my name today. Right. Like, and it's very just about like being present. And so I was thinking like, how can I bring that over to my business
Can I say something
rather
real quick?
than,
You are the
yeah.
only student I have ever had that has 1,000 comments on a post and 150 warm clients in their DMs and goes, "This sucks. It's not good enough. It's not what I want yet." Perspective. Did anybody here be mad at 150 DMs from warm leads? No, no one. I wouldn't.
And that's like that's really like where the challenge lies is like I'm in my head like, well, it's on TikTok and it's not aligned with my like ideal client. And then I
How
make
do you
up all these
know?
excuses.
How do you know it's not aligned with your ideal client? Do you know what
I
the average,
don't.
you know what the average user age on TikTok is?
I don't know. My audience is around like the 40s on there.
Cool. They're not ideal.
Yeah, they're good. I mean, yeah, they are. I think so. What I'm thinking is like they all want to like help their mom's dementia, and like I didn't sign up to like help people heal their mom's dementia, but
What
I
did you
guess it's
sign
part
up?
of
What did
my.
you sign up to help people do?
I was just thinking like the woman who like wants to be deeper in her body and like wants to heal her disordered patterns and feel alive and like free of ailments and
So
pain.
here we go, right? Mom, I want to go to the park. Okay, we're going to go to this park. No, Mom, this isn't the park I wanted to go to. This sucks. I hate you. You never do anything that I want. Hey, you have a thing that you asked for in some capacity in front of you. If you can't be grateful for what you currently have, you will not be trusted with more of it. So you're getting tested. Hey, you want abundance? Here it is. It's not exactly what you wanted, but let's see if you throw a fit. Oh, you did? Okay. Anybody's parents ever punish them like that? Here you go. Here's this. You throw a fit. Oh, okay. Well, I was going to give you this, but because you acted that way, now I'm not going to give it to you. Dude, my mom was the best gaslighter with that shit. Oh my God. She got me every fucking time. Crushed my soul. But that's what's going on. You're being tested.
Uh-huh.
You have abundance in front of you, waiting for you to tap into it. But because it's not the abundance that you want perfectly, you're like, why am I not abundant? Why do I not have the wealth? It's literally sitting in your inbox.
Yes. And yes, 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 yes. But
Hard
it's like,
stop. Yes, period, hard stop. It takes no bandwidth for you to sell them this protocol.
Mhm. Like the cellular detox protocol.
Yeah. If they
Yeah.
want to buy it, let them.
Yeah. I'm okay. Yes.
Yes. I fail to see the issue of people wanting to buy a protocol you've already made and just hand you money.
Because it's not the program that I'm trying to sell, I think is
But
what
it,
I'm.
but so it's like you're trying to sell this program, and all of a sudden a mob of people are like, "Oh, by the way, do you have this program for sale?" And you're like, "No, I don't want 50,000 of your money because I just want 10 people to buy this." Do both. Like just because you sell the thing that those people want right now doesn't mean you can't keep selling the thing. Like
Okay. So do both, period. And
if somebody is trying to hand you money, take it or don't complain that you don't have money, Erica.
okay, I got it. I will sell these and I will be patient and I will throw a temper
How much do you
tantrum.
sell that protocol for?
The cellular detox.
Yeah, the one that you don't want to sell that everybody wants to buy,
What's new? We just made it up because these ladies wanted it
right?
or these people wanted it.
What are
So
you
it's
selling it for?
1,500 for 9 weeks.
Okay, so you have 150 people in your fucking inbox that want to buy a $1,500 protocol?
Or they want to learn more about it, which we're going to give them the master
So
class.
pitch, if you close 100 of those, you make 150 grand on a thing that you don't want to sell. Give it to me. I'll sell it to them.
No, I want to sell it. I want to sell it.
Oh, now you want to sell it. Okay.
No,
Oh, yeah. Wow, that changed real quick once the money numbers got
no,
there,
I'm
huh?
just saying that it's me creating a whole new thing. We just created it like this week because I'm like, there's so many fucking people in here.
Okay,
I just made the landing page for the master class.
a week's worth of work to make 150 G's. I'll take that every single week.
Yeah, I'm gonna sell
Perspective.
it.
Good. Yeah.
Okay,
If you don't, I'll kill you. How about that?
don't do that. Okay.
Cool.
Okay. Yep.
Cool. Anna, I better see those business wins too.
Sorry, it took me a second to figure out how to unmute myself there, like
That's
the
okay.
80-year-old woman I am. So I kind of have two questions, but it's very likely that the first one might answer the second one. Um, so I'm feeling much more aligned in like my content, my messaging,
I need to hear
and
that.
making sure that I'm providing actual educational value.
Yes.
And like kind of my biggest hurdle, and I talked to Kelly about this at the beginning of the month, is like getting people into the door. Um, I am very
Anybody
confident in
else?
like right, which I think is a very universal,
I'm having a hard time signing clients. Oh,
like not even signing clients. I'm having a hard time getting people in the DMs. And I don't know if it's like my pain point calling out is not strong enough, or almost if it's the
well, I
opposite
could.
because of my
Here's the
niche.
thing is, I could call out pain points perfectly, but if I'm not providing value, solutions, trust, or authority, like nobody's it's like me going up to a homeless person and being like, "You're fucking broke. You want to sign
Right.
up?" Pain points are like a part of the equation. You need to
For sure.
fill in the rest of it. So if people aren't responsive to your DMs, it's because the authority isn't prevalent on your page.
Facts.
Takes time.
Right. And I think that's it, is I'm being impatient.
Yeah, you and Erica should just go have a fit together.
Yeah, I mean
Just
pretty
go
much everything you said to
go in
Erica
a field and scream or something.
pretty much spoke straight to me. Um, and the second question I have in that same vein, which again may have pretty much the same damn answer. Um, I am a very I'm a very intense person. I'm a very intense coach in the sense of like saying harsh truths to people and being very honest about that. And I'm not always sure that my niche is receptive to that energy
Well,
right off the bat.
doesn't sound like a very
And
good
so I'm
if they're
almost
not
worried,
receptive to your leadership.
right?
That's a huge problem.
I'm almost worried that like my content is like scaring them off.
Okay, so two options here. Change your content, change your niche. Which one feels more authentic?
I guess changing my niche.
I'm not going to change who I am. Wherever
Right.
I go, I'm going to be Nick. Like that will never change. So it would be in my best interest to create a niche that is able to kind of mend around who I am.
Right. If, and this might be just a thought process for me to ruminate on, but if I change my niche to something else, I worry it becomes too broad.
I think you're worried about the wrong things right now. You need to get focused on consistently posting content and getting better. That's it. Like change your niche, be broad. Cool. Love it. Can you do it consistently? Can you build momentum that way? If yes, then do it.
Yeah, thank you. That does provide clarification.
You're welcome. When it comes to content, this just goes for everybody real quick. Like you don't need to be like everybody hyper fixates and overcomplicates content. Like, how do I say the perfect hook, give the perfect value, give the perfect CTA to get somebody to pay me money? And money is it's the lens that we're looking through all of our content through, and that's why most of our content doesn't hit. It's like we posted content, it doesn't go, and we're like, fuck, how could I have made this go viral? It's like, is that the scope that we're looking at with every piece of content? Like, how do I go viral? How do I get more views? How do I grow my page? Like, well, what about the one person that I'm trying to help right now with this piece of content? Like, how do I just speak to them? Or maybe I just want to make a piece of content to make my followers fucking laugh because I want to connect with them on a level that's not so serious. I don't know. I've been my content the last month has just been literally the most unserious content we've ever posted. It's like me canceling myself. I have a fucking beer gut. I'm wearing a police hat. I'm talking in a Jersey accent. Like, and our engagement's through the roof because it's just like not that big of a deal. No CTAs, no value at all. You know what I mean? Like none of those have value. I'm just doing skits of what's happening in the space and we're signing clients. So sometimes just being more yourself, like learning how to take your personality and put it into your content and have fun with your content. I know it sounds crazy, but that is how you guys can crush it more than anything else. Nobody wants the like super professional, 3 tips for this all the time. Give them texture, have some authority, have some schizophrenic, shit. Have more fun, Anna. Well, everybody. Cool.
Yeah, I think that pretty much kind of nails it right on the head. Because that's exactly what I brought up to Kelly earlier in the month was that I feel like my content's not reflecting myself. So I think that that's just
There you
it
go. Well,
is
there's the
be my
problem.
fucking self and stop
Be your
thinking so
fucking
hard.
self. It's a concept. Be your fucking self. The best thing you can do for your business is be yourself.
Right.
Fucking wild. Who would have thought? This is crazy for all of you. You actually don't need to be anything other than your fullest expression of yourself, and you will crush your business. Crush it. What are those like super authentic beliefs that you have? What are those weird things that you do? Because I guarantee you people resonate with them. Like we as humans, we are not as different as we think we are. So when you are just your weird self and you're having fun with your content and you're saying some outlandish shit while you're trying to deliver value, it actually gets through to people 10 times more because they just feel like they're in the room with you. They feel like they're talking to a friend and joking around. Just my 2 cents. Brad.
Yeah.
Cool. Got 3 rather short questions. First is content related.
Okay.
I have shit the bed in terms of posting on my feed.
You shit the bed.
All month. I've 0 posts all month on my feed.
Fantastic.
Exactly. But I pretty much post daily on my stories, whether it's valuable, authoritative, leadership. That gets plenty of engagement, and that has gotten me signups all month. How big of an issue is that right now? Because I feel like I'm within 2 to 3 weeks of making a breakthrough with a lot of things and feeling less spread thin. There's a few things that I'm trying to just wrap up before I can really shift focus towards consistently feed and story posts. How much urgency should I put towards that right now? Like within the next 2 to 3 weeks?
Yeah. Do you want the empathetic, grounded coach response, or do you want straight to the point, gut punch coaching?
You can get to the point.
It is insanely fucking simple to pull out your phone and talk for 30 seconds and post it on your feed.
Okay.
Insane.
Mhm.
This whole concept that I have time to post on my stories, but not time to post on my feed, it's a safety mechanism to stay small. That's all it is. You could literally, dude, you are literally on a coaching call on a fucking walking pad, Brad, and you're jacked. Pull out your phone and talk about how you're doing it.
Mhm.
Rip off your shirt. What's up, guys? So, like I'm on a coaching mentorship call right now. I had some steps to get in, so I'm walking on my walking pad. This is sometimes what we have to do in order to hit our goals, and it becomes really simple when you just make it a part of your life. Like I'm on this call. It's taking no time away from me. I'm getting steps in while I'm learning and growing my business. This is what I teach my clients all the time.
Mhm.
Post. No edit, no filters. I know it's crazy.
Mhm.
Would take you 30 seconds to do that.
I guess my resistance is like instead of posting to my feed, I just post it to my story. I
So just
don't
do
like,
both.
yeah.
Just do both. Go save one of your stories and go post it on your feed. Because here's the thing, your feed is for new clients, or your feed is for new followers. Your story is for current followers.
Because I've had followers in the past be like, you should have turned this into a reel. I'm like, well, fuck. It's like I don't end up going to do that. And I'm like, next time.
If
And
somebody
then next
respond, dude, no matter what, if I get one person that responds to a story and says you should make this a post, fucking save it, post it on a reel, let it go.
Okay.
Recycle, 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 recycle.
Then I nailed it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Thank you. So next question is more of a DM scenario. I've been trying to nurture this guy into a call since Thanksgiving when I saw him in person. We finally started to try to schedule a call on Saturday. 2 days go by. reach out to him again. And then he just responded today. He's like, my bad, very busy this week. It'd be best for me to chat after the new year. Slows down for me a bit and I can get my shit together. I
Hmm.
want to push him and be like, do you really think your shit's gonna get together in the next week? Or would you rather like have the call now, get shit set up? That way we can actually start at the new year. Or do I just schedule it out and let him have?
Be like, you know what, dude? That's actually perfect because I'm running a special right now for anybody who signs up not to start for New Year's. And in January, you get 50% off. All we have to do is hop on a call real quick and get your card information.
Okay.
Meet him where he's at. No resistance, right? Aikido. You know, the martial art Aikido, where they like use people's force against them. Whatever resistance they have, I grab it and I just reflect it to a forward momentum. I'll
Yeah.
start the new year when I'm not busy. Dude, that's actually perfect because
Yeah. Okay. And like, yeah, I guess there's a very good chance he didn't see my story post about that. Since it took literally a couple weeks for him to get back to me. But
yep,
that's a great way to move forward.
yep, get them. I'd rather waste 50% or like quote unquote lose or invest 50% of the first month payment to make sure I secure a client for 12 months than, hope that they get back to me.
Yep, absolutely.
And you got one more?
Uh yes. So I appreciate you remembering. This guy is, I have a feeling he's not going to be an ideal, like a great client because he already gave me the price objection. We had a call in the summer. A few months later, try to reach out to him. Sorry, I'm trying to get to my point. I
Okay.
asked him, um, if finances aside, I was isolating. Would you be interested in my program? He's like, yes, sir. I said, all right, I'm curious. What makes you think you'll be successful with my program if it's free? I was just fucking cutthroat right there. And then he gives me the super long response saying like how great it would be. Your guidance, you're knowledgeable, holding me accountable, all this stuff. So he's like selling himself into the program, but he's already told me like, yo, I can't even afford $100, $200.
Yeah.
I kind of feel like I should just cut ties or like, I don't really know how to, push back.
Yeah, so one of those conversations, right, is like the what's the word I'm looking for? The opportunity cost of the conversation. So, can this person really only afford $100 to $200 a month? Doubtful.
Mhm.
Doubtful. We all can afford a lot more than we think. 'Cause nobody looks at their finances and their bullshit spending. There was one, just a side note, there was one month when I was living in San Diego with with my girlfriend at the time. Dude, we spent like $7,000 on Uber Eats one month. It was unbelievable. I mean, we had Uber Eats like every day for lunch. And I got my like credit card bill and I was just like, dude, this is like, I got to be top 3% of Uber Eats people. Like, I should have got something. Anyways, side point. You spend a lot more than you think, is really what I'm trying to get at there. And so sometimes this is a conversation. Sometimes this is getting them back on a call and having another sales call. Um, and if they don't, or if they can't find the funds, it's because they haven't found the value, right? We talked about that on the sales call. So there is a part of him because you positioned it for free, which I think was a bad idea. You said, what makes you think, like, what would make the program free? Or like, why would the program work for free? And now, boom, he's just clinging to free. And now he's trying to sell you. He's trying to puff you up so that you say, okay, man, cool, get into my program. That's his thought. That's his new scope of focus. So what I do, I'd lean out. I don't chase people. People chase me. You have the problems. I have the solutions. You need the
Yep.
help. I would love to help you, but I don't need to chase you down for me to help you grow your business. I don't need, right? So I lean
Sure.
out.
Yeah. That's where I was leaning towards. Just kind of like giving it to him really fucking straightforward. He's like, yo, do you want to like fix it or not? Let's get like
Yeah, just like, all right, dude, cool. Like, just you know my drill. You know how I coach. You
you
came to me
literally
with
just
a
pitched
problem.
yourself. Yeah, like you literally just pitched yourself to your
Yeah,
no, let's do
yeah.
it. Yeah.
You don't think that you're worth more than $200 a month? Otherwise, you'd find the funds. That's not on me. That's on you. When you feel like you're worth it, you know where I am. Cool.
Awesome. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Marissa.
Hello.
Damn, it's a long call, y'all. We're on a minute 20. Let's go. Or an hour 20.
Thank
I
you.
love it.
Okay, so December is my biggest month this year for my clinic,
Congratulations.
which is super cool. And I don't actually feel like I've invested as much in social media content as I would like to, which is a
Even more.
good sign, I would say. Um, the the one client that I did get from social media is what put me over 6 appointments, which is what made it my biggest month, which is cool. My question is, so I shifted my pricing to look like it's more at the beginning, and then it's less if they do coaching too, right? Like if they come through the clinic and get coaching too. So I've got that going, but I'm still keeping just the clinic option and just the coaching option. But I'm not talking about those first. I'm talking about the first option, like
Right.
the
Yeah, talk
clinic and
about
then
the one you want to sell.
yeah. And then like I have these other two, just like, okay, maybe you're just a better fit for this or just this.
Mhm.
Because like I don't honestly want to coach everyone that comes through the clinic. I don't think they're all my ideal client for coaching. Um, anyway, my question is actually on an objection. So I had a patient come through and she's gotten relief from coming through the clinic, but now doesn't want to do the coaching portion because of the cost. So I'm just wanting some help on like how to reapproach her. It's been 2 weeks.
Ooh,
She's,
that's
yeah,
a long cool off period. I will be
that
honest.
too long. Yeah, her grandma died last week, so I felt like it was like,
Well, I mean, here's the thing is if you don't get this coaching, you're going to be right behind her.
yeah.
I'm kidding. Don't say that to her.
Yeah.
So, I would, yeah, you guys can go. You guys don't have to stay. Whenever I go over the time that we have, y'all can just leave. You don't have to stay and think that you need to be here. It's totally fine. Um, so here's what I would do, right? You got to future pace her for what she's going to miss out on if she doesn't do the coaching. So
Okay.
are her clinic sessions going to be nothing? Is she going to go back to where she was before the clinic? Right? Is she going to backtrack and have to do the clinic all over again?
Yeah. So, I mean, she's on like a 3 month follow-up schedule with the clinic. So she's in maintenance basically
Yeah.
with that. Um, but like, I mean, I guess I would bring up like, you're really only going to get so far with medicine. It's really the habits that you create every day that are going
Right.
to create the
Here's the
healing,
thing. So
right?
she's a 2 week cool off. You painting her a picture of the future isn't really going to help in this one. You got to
Okay.
paint. That's the number one driver. What am I going to miss out on? That's what's going to make me. Yeah, I need a little bit of fear of something that I'm going to miss out on, or fear of something that's going to get worse if I don't move forward with the thing. Otherwise, I'm not going to move forward with the thing.
Okay. Because like her number one objection was cost, and the cost is the same as the clinic. So it's like I don't,
So,
I feel like I
okay.
didn't paint the value well enough because she could afford that, but she can't afford this. Like it doesn't.
Right.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, well, not all people are, a lot of people are emotional buyers. We buy with emotion and then we justify with logic later down the road. About that. Every buy is an emotional buy. So
Yeah.
you go to the store and you see jeans and you're like, "Oh my God, these are so cute. Like I'm gonna buy a couple pair." I don't know why that was super misogynistic for me to have a voice like that for buying jeans. I apologize, ladies. It was unintentional. Um, and so you buy jeans because you're a teenager, because that's how teenagers talk, not women. And you so you go buy these three jeans and they were super expensive. And then you get home and the emotion dies down. And then you start looking at your jeans everywhere else. You go, oh yeah, you know what? Like I've had these jeans for God, 4 years and they've got holes in them. And then you start using logic to justify the sale, right? So we buy on emotion, then we use logic to justify the sale afterwards. So you got to get her back in an emotion that puts her into a yes state to make her want to buy. If you try to use logic, well, you paid for it already. You should just pay for it again. That's logic. That's analytical. You need emotion to drive people forward. Emotion, energy, motion moves them forward. Logic keeps people very stuck. Analytical. We analyze in stillness, right? We don't analyze moving forward. We want the momentum forward on the call. So the second we start analyzing finances, we're like, oh, what if you paid for this? And like, what do you, now I'm in my brain. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can try to hop on a coach or get her onto coaching. You're just going to have to really get her into the emotions of what's going to happen painfully if she doesn't move forward with it.
She expressed that she wanted to do coaching, and we were literally sitting down
2 weeks
like,
ago, right?
yeah,
Well,
on
that's the
like
problem.
pulling
Like,
up calendar, and then she's like, "Oh, price can't do it," and it's like,
yeah,
okay,
right.
so
So that's a conversation you can have. Again, the 2 week cool off is tough.
yeah,
That's a tough to like re-engage the conversation because in the moment you could say, hey, I could say, Marissa, what happened? You were really about, you were really interested in getting ready for this coaching. And then when it came time to actually, do the coaching, I noticed you got cold feet a little bit. Is there something coming up with you in regards to the coaching aspect of things? Like is being held accountable? Is something wrong? How can I help? And
okay,
then you can open this up, right? It's never a money objection. Never. It's a fear
yeah,
objection, it's a confusion objection, it's something. Because if she could tangibly see herself after the coaching, right? Like if she knew 100% and felt what she was going to look like, feel like, et cetera, after that coaching, there'd be non-negotiable,
okay,
right? She would instantly invest in it. So
yeah,
thinking about how we put them into that emotional state when they're on the sales call is the key.
yeah, yeah. I feel like okay, and then I have one more free client that has two more sessions, so I want to bring up at our next session like signing an actual 12-week contract with me.
Yeah.
Um,
So what's
any suggestions for like going into that in this next session? Like, do I just go right into it at the beginning? Like, hey, this is your second to last session with me for free. I wrote down those questions last time that you told me to ask them and have them record themselves, right? Answering them.
testimonials?
Yeah. So I will have her do that.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah,
yeah,
you could say so. Oh, excuse me. What's the package you're trying to get her to sign up for, like cost wise after this?
12 weeks, 750.
750. Cool. So you could say, hey, and does she already know like the length is more, or is this she only thought she was doing 3 months?
She knew that the free was for that long. Yeah.
Okay. So
Right.
what I do is I review, right? I review first. What have we done and what have we accomplished up to this point in time? I expand the goals, and then I future pace. So
Okay.
review, expand, future pace. So, second to last session, you came in, you were struggling with this, and this, and then, you've lost these amount of pounds and you've done this. Now, I know you said when you wanted to come in, you wanted to also do this, right? So here's victories. Here's more things that we want to do. And I think if we do another 3 months, we could absolutely finish the rest of these goals that you set for yourself. Do you want to just
Okay.
go ahead do you just want to go ahead and roll over into those next 12 weeks?
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Mike.
Hey, Nick. I think I've got the answer now because we've talked through money objections quite a few times, but I'd love your feedback in 30 seconds or less anyways. So I've got somebody that verbally on the phone said they're committed. Even when I got to price, I could tell price hit him, but he said, I'll figure it out. This is important. And when I got for him to sign the agreement and deposit, didn't see it. It was silence. So anyways, we're to a point now where I said, listen, drop me a voice note on Telegram. Tell me what's going on. And he's basically just said he's had some tax stuff come up. Money's tight. He wants to take care of this first. He needs to get some sales in order to make the payment. So curious your feedback on where you'd go from there. I think I wrote down about 4 different things. I feel pretty confident on this, but I just love your opinion because I have you here and I already had my hand up.
Yeah. So one, I always get the card on the phone.
Okay.
Always. Always get the card on the phone. I am not sending any links to somebody to take care of it because that is giving people the opportunity to back
Yes.
out and not move forward. The second, remember, it is forward momentum always. There was no delay. There was no anything. The second that you say, yes, I'm ready. Awesome. What card do you want to put down? Period. Keep them no resistance. Awesome. What card do you want to put on file? Cool. Got it. What's your address? Cool. Got it. This is your best number. Awesome. What's your email? Hell yeah. So what I just did is I got this. We'll get this taken care of. Here's what I'm doing. I got their email. Usually get their email first. Put it into your DocuSign. Send it. Don't tell them you sent it. Finish taking in all their card information because now it's enough time for that contract to be in their inbox.
Mm-hmm.
And you take it and you charge their card and you go, awesome, that went through. Hey, I emailed you the agreement about 4 minutes ago. It should be in your inbox. Can you pull that up real quick?
Amazing.
You see it? Yeah. Okay, cool. Go ahead and get that taken care of real quick. Once I have that taken care of, I'm already starting your file. I'll have that file over to you by the end of the night if you can get that agreement taken care of right now. Let me know when you're done.
Okay.
Attention.
Love that.
Right? Let me know when you're done. I'll wait.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah. It's
Avoid
just,
this altogether.
yeah, it's very smooth. It's very forward paced and it's not like pushy. It's just like, okay, cool. Yeah,
It's
here's,
organized,
I sent you this.
professional.
Yeah, go ahead and take care of, once you take care of that, I can start your onboarding. Get you on by the end of the night.
Okay, wicked.
Yeah, because fast onboarding and fast communication, it just really shines through of professionalism and it gives your company a significantly higher like feel, you
Right off the
know?
bat.
Yeah, like I mean, how was your guys' onboarding with Allie? Allie's a fucking shark with onboarding. She's incredible, right? Like we literally, Riley signed somebody today, put the guy's card information in the thing, and it was like at 4:41 or it was at 4:44, and by 4:49, he had been charged, contract signed, and Allie had sent him all the onboarding information. It was nuts.
Amazing.
Nuts. Like 5 minutes. Boom, dude's onboarded. Nuts, right? That's what happens when we control the call the whole way through. Cool?
Perfect. Thank you. Very helpful.
Yeah, you're welcome. JT, last but not least.
Hey, Nick, how you doing, brother?
How did this call go longer than an Alchemist Academy call? I love it.
So my question, I'm good. Thank you. So my question's on the back end system. I'm new to the whole reoccurring monthly revenue things. I'm usually doing a lot of PIFs.
Yeah.
But my question is, I'm about to sign up a client for 300 for about 6 months.
Okay.
On WAP, it's not giving me the option to kind of do both at the same time. So it's just letting me either charge it monthly or for the 6 months. How do I make it so I'm able to charge monthly, but for a duration of 6 months or any type of, kind of specific thing of that nature?
Well, let me see. So if I pull up our WAP, and I'm not going to be able to share my screen just for privacy of clients, obviously.
Yeah.
But I go to our WAP. Let me see. We have, where's our Alchemist Academy button?
Because I know when I signed up for Alchemist, it was a biweekly option, but I don't even see that as an option on my end. So I'm not sure if it's something I have to do or.
Yeah, well, I mean, here's the thing. Personally, I'm not a WAP expert, so I don't know how much help I'm really going to be here total. You could ask a question and you could tag Haley and Allie in the Slack channel and they could help you. Because like transparently, dude, I haven't charged something on on our payment processors in probably a year plus.
Okay.
But it should honestly be as simple as you creating a new let me see if I can figure it out real quick. This should be as easy as you creating a new product to sell. And so you say it's fitness coaching and you say, monthly payments, this is the payment. And then you should say like a 6 month. It should say like how long you want to do it for. Because we have 6 month for private one-on-ones. We have 12 months for Alchemist Academy and Conscious Leader. So, I mean, there's definitely a way to do it. I just don't know how to do it.
Do I need a Stripe account or a Wave account first, and then?
No. WAP is built on the IP or the API of Stripe. So WAP, you don't need any sort of integration to do that. It's honestly probably like one button you're missing, I would bet. Just go into the Alchemist Academy chat, tag Allie and Haley, and actually I'll just do it for you right now.
Okay, thank you, Nick.
How do you set up a 6 month recurring payment
monthly recurring
in WAP? JT is struggle bussing. Cool. Yeah, they'll figure that out for you. I just put it in Alchemist Academy
Thanks,
chat.
Nick. I love how you mentioned the yeah, I just saw it. I love how you mentioned the 2 hour effective day, by the way. So I left my main job because I realized two of my clients is equivalent to about 8 hours of my main
Yep.
job.
Yeah, isn't
You
that
know,
fucking crazy?
I was like, no brainer, right? Like I just really have to market myself and learn how to do like the sales side and all this stuff. But yeah, I really appreciate you helping, all of us out. So
Yeah, of course, man. I'm here to help. I want to see you guys succeed. Your success is my success. Like my
right,
company is shit if you guys don't do the work and get the results, you
right,
know? So, and, I know pretty much everybody's dropped off, but really, you guys, I would love to see you guys leveraging the community more. Like,
yeah,
there's no reason to not be asking questions daily, to not be getting um, audits on sales calls and DM conversations and posts and giveaways and slides and stories and all of that. Like the community is here for you guys. The more
right,
you leverage it, the more you'll grow.
right. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Allie.
Hi. Sorry, I didn't raise my hand. I didn't know like there was gonna be time with like my kids and it was like me making dinner and stuff. But
Good. No reason, no
I
need to apologize. I'm here for you guys. I'll go for
I
3 hours
yeah,
if I need to.
yeah. All right, I'm not apologizing. I appreciate you. Thank you. So I have been feeling very called. I think I've talked to you a bit about my story, like of drug addiction, eating
Yep.
disorder. Um, I've just felt very called to talk about my story, and I feel like it doesn't align with my niche, but like I'm feeling very called to talk about it. And I've had these feelings in the past that like I've really pushed down because like it's not my niche. I'm not talking like not many moms were addicted to meth when they were pregnant when they found out they were pregnant with their first kid and like had to battle
I
that and
was.
like what's that?
I said I was.
Okay, fair enough. But I've felt called to talk about my story, but then I have like, I've had drug addiction and I had like an eating disorder over the last, several years that like I just don't know how to align it with my niche
You don't need
of
to do that.
just talk about it, just
Yeah,
say
you don't.
say it,
Yeah,
say it.
you don't need to do that. Your niche is bought into you because of who you are. You like not all. And this is what I mean about like really just letting go of rules for business and content about everything needs to be aligned with my niche. You are your business. Your personal brand is the most powerful thing you can ever build. You might not always fitness coach. You are always going to be Allie. You know,
Yeah.
really building who you are and your brand and your story and what you've been through and how you see the world. And that is going to bring so many people. And there were followers. I don't know if you guys saw my poll. I'd like a poll of how long people have been following me. Dude, just an astronomical amount of people have been following me since like 2014. And I was looking at all of these people. Almost none of them have ever even sent me a DM, but they've been following me and supporting me. So not everything I do, not every follower I have has to convert into a monetary return. And I think just really giving yourself permission to be Allie, just be Allie and then weave in business. Because right now it's there's business and let me weave in Allie.
Mm-hmm.
That's backwards. That's making you less powerful. Be yourself always, then weave in the thing that you do. Because you are Allie doing business, not a business run by Allie.
Yeah, that's big. That's going on the whiteboard, Nick.
Fuck yeah. I love when I make a whiteboard.
Well, the last thing you said that was on the whiteboard was they don't want the work, they just want the results.
Hmm. That is also facts.
Yeah.
I'm a
But
fan favorite on that whiteboard. I love it.
I've just felt really compelled to share my story and like I want to be able to talk to people about just the shit that I've been through
What's
and
cool to share is because somebody in your audience desperately needs it right now. And I
yeah.
want you to like really, really take that seriously. There could be a mom in your audience who just found out she's pregnant and is addicted to meth and is contemplating suicide. And he will hear your story and go, "Oh my God, I'm not alone. I'm not a loser. I thought I was, I thought I was doomed and I couldn't recover from this." That is a very real possibility of somebody in your audience who desperately needs to see your story right now.
Brings tears to my eyes.
But that's your story is your purpose, right? That is your power. There is all the power in your story. Think about what you needed to hear when you were going through that. You felt so alone. You felt so dirty. You felt so unworthy and this like, oh God, I can't believe this is who I am. Like, I don't deserve to be here. Imagine if somebody was in your position and was like, hey, I was exactly where you were, and here's how I got over it, and here's how you can too. That is how we're supposed to share our story. It's not about me. It's about you seeing yourself in my story and me giving you the lessons that I learned in that story. And that's how I know I'm sharing my story as a teacher.
Thank you. You brought me to tears.
I be doing that sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah. You got this, girl.
Yeah.
You
Thank
got
you.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you. All right. Thanks for taking the time. I appreciate it.
Welcome. All right, guys.
All
Have
right.
the
Take it
rest of your
easy.
day. Merry Christmas and a happy, well, I'll see you guys before New Year's. So just Merry Christmas.